Yo, what's going on? It's Bebop, and if you just watched the Forge M3 video, then here is the loadout. As you know, I used the Great Sword and the Great Axe a lot. Now, in the group that we had, we did not have a spear, so we had another Great Sword. We had a couple guys with hatchets and another guy with a Great Axe. So I ended up going spear because you do need a spear in a group. I mean, spear's probably the second highest DPS weapon in the game next to the rapier. And also you need enfeebling maelstrom on your, enfeebling skewer on your spear and enfeebling maelstrom on your great axe. So, oh, come on, that wasn't a cool spin around. How about this? Oh yeah, look at that. Supposed to do that at the beginning of the video. Oh yeah, you better than me. No, you're not. All right, anyways, let's get to the setup. Let's face this way. All right, so the setup is, this is just gear I threw together. It's not the greatest gear. You don't have to have the greatest gears, everybody. Just throw on something, get good, and hope you got good teammates and let them carry you through. That's what I do. No, but you don't have to have the best gear. All right, frost conditioning is cool. I mean, I'd rather have health and, you know, chained ward or elemental aversion or physical ward, whatever it is. Health would be great on all the gear. Relentless Freedom's great when I use the Great Sword, because I can, especially when it's ice mutation, which that's what Forge is right now. And you get stuck a lot, so everybody knows about that and the ice, and that is annoying. So the one way to get out of it is with the Great Sword Relentless Freedom, or if you have an earring with Purified Toast, you take a regeneration potion or a serum, and you can get out of being stuck. So Enchanted Ward, Frost Conditioning, and Health. Enchanted Ward, Frost Conditioning, and who cares? Not using the thaw thing. And Frost Conditioning, I don't use Energizing Counter and Health. I think these are just cheap pieces I found in the store. Throw them together. Not a big deal. So this is the spear that I chose to use. This actually dropped for me in, I believe it was Dynasty or Depths not too long ago. So one of the corrupted dungeons. So man, I mean, that's just basically BIS for a main spearman. Okay, I prefer other things on my spear, like, you know, rogue, bleeding sweep. My favorite spear would be, well, it depends on what enemies too, but rogue, bleeding sweep, and either abyssal attunement or nature attunement, depending on what enemies you're running. Nature, or for humans, neither one of those would be beneficial. So, you know, have your choice. Maybe keen, since, you know, the best type of damage against humans is slash. Next would be thrust, slash would be strike, I believe. So anyways, enfeebling skewer, vicious, keenly jagged, rogue, enfeebling maelstrom, keenly jagged. I was using the rending vines. Someone in your group needs to be using bile bomb though, because if you don't have bile bomb running, then the healer that's healing the enemies is just slower. So someone needs to be running Bile Bomb. In the video you see, I don't think anybody was running Bile Bomb. One guy was running Beast, which actually helped keep the blunderbuss guy down, surprisingly. But one person needs to have rending, one person Bile Bomb, others can, you know, pick and choose what they want to do. So Frozen, Divine, Empowered. I'd rather have Frozen and Empowered and Health, but that's what I have to work with. Leeching, Thrust, Damage, Hardy. And Refreshing Toast, Nimble, Purifying Toast. I think it's BIS on an earring. All right, and our fire gear. So when you fight the bosses in Forge, you want to have a fire set. At least I do. It just makes your life a lot easier. Can you do it without a fire set? Absolutely. But does it make your life easier not having to worry about all the burn? Yes. So get out of an extra gear and make your life easier, especially with the final boss, and do a fire set. So this is what I'm running. Actually, that is my tanking gear. Oh, Bebop. All right, this was the DPS fire gear. All right, let's start up here with the headpiece. I got a heavy headgear, freedom, elemental aversion, and health. I have the light chest piece, the featherweight, which is weightless, which is going to allow me to rock two heavy pieces, which is going to be the head and the feet, and still stay in a light equip mode. So that's what I have. I'm going to change the freedom to health eventually, now that health has gotten cheaper. Hands, elemental aversion, thrust conditioning, and health. Pants, fire harnessing, refreshing, and grid ward. I don't even know. I think I just threw these on because they were in my inventory, and I'm so tired of looking at gear, everybody. I just, whatever I get, just throw it on and go. It's just so much gear they're giving you now. I can't keep up with it all. Elemental aversion, threats, conditioning, and health is a heavy footwear, but I'm still in the light mode. And the gems or the jewelry would be flame protection, refreshing recovery, and health. Okay, now I wouldn't use this. I'm not sure why I even threw this on, but I guess the last boss kind of got my psyche this week because, you know, man, it could be tough. So I put on this for the extra leeching. Don't use this. Your damage is going to go down, especially when I was spear with this build. I built this thing out to be strength and intelligence so I can use the blunderbuss better. So the way it's set up, it's just I just was not doing much damage in that final boss fight with the spear. So I would just throw on this ring, call it a day. Don't use this unless you're fully kitted out to be a certain way, and that's not going to bother you much because it does really help in that final dungeon because, man, fire is going everywhere. You got the balls flying around everywhere. And hazelnuts, I'm going to have to decline here in a second. Hold on. Healthy toast, refreshing toast, nimble for the earring. And here is the weapon mastery. Got the spear, that's the loadout. That's basically your main spear loadout. And that's gonna give you really good DPS. And great axe right here. And that's what I've been running. So I still need to go over all the dots, make sure it's the right setup. I might have just threw this stuff together at one point. But that's what I've been running. You don't have to have the perfect setup and the perfect gear and the perfect blah 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 blah. You can look up whatever videos to find that. You really have to run it a lot, get your butt whooped, and then learn from it and get better. It takes many runs. Oh, I set this up for tanking earlier, so don't look at that. But it takes many runs to, you know, be able to do this over and over pretty consistently without getting knocked much. And even in that video you saw, I got knocked a few times. There's a few times I see those shield guys raring back to hit. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get knocked here. You know, I'm trying to dodge out of it, but it's just, you know, reactions aren't fast enough or I'm locked in a animation. So, I mean, it's going to happen. Get up, just try not to get wiped. You know, if you got to go back and touch shrine for a second, that's fine. Someone asked in the comments about going over this stuff, the consumables. So, powerful honing stone if you're in M3 or if you want, or you can rock strong. Either one does fine. So, they're going to give you 7% extra damage against the enemies for 40 minutes or 35 minutes. And then always use infused human coatings or infused whatever coatings and infused ward pots. Don't cheap out. I use infused lost ward potion before the lost ward part where the ghosts are in the fire. So that's really good to use. Keep those on you. And I also switch to a infused lost coating on my main DPS weapon. I don't do it on the secondary weapon. Don't be cheap. Put the lost stuff on. And you can put it on your secondary if you want. I usually rock the banana bread because it's 48, you know, strength. Now there is banana bread, banana pudding, banana parfait. One of the other ones is Dex, 48 Dex. So that's what I use. And then Desert Sunrise to help with the dots. So that's what I use. Let's see if I forgot anything else. Of course, I wore Calcum bullets. This is the blunderbuss I was using. I guess I didn't go over that. This is a blunderbuss, so keen, vicious, keenly jagged. Is it cool? Yeah, it's cool, you know. There's other ones you can use. If you don't have leeching shrapnel on your clothes, I do have a leeching shrapnel blunderbuss somewhere in here. And you could use that. So here is the setup for the blunderbuss. That's what I use. I love the grenade, doing the, you know, fire damage. Same thing with the shrapnel blast. The blast shot for a little CC control, it knocks enemy down and applies rend. And of course this for the extra pellets when you're shooting. So you would use that by basically switch to the right weapon here, B. Alright, you would basically start off with the grenade, shot, ability, shot, ability. And that way you're getting 8 shots out of the normal shots once you do an ability. So that's how that is. That's how that works. If that makes sense. So the next shot fired after 6 seconds with the triggering an ability will have 8 pellets instead of 6. So like I said, grenade, shot, shrapnel, shot, and then boom, knock them on their ass, get the rend going, get into your DPS mode, skewer to get empowered going, sweep, or you can do the perforate first, then sweep, whichever one you want to do. And if you have a spear like what I have right here and it doesn't have bleeding sweep, try to find a clothing item that has bleeding sweep on it, and another one that has fortify perforate if you want to have, you know, way better gear. I don't have that on any of my gear. You see, I do just fine. So all right, well, that does it for this video, and thanks for watching. Later.